Hello. Thank you for taking some time to learn more about Renton School District's 2024-25 school year budget and our challenges ahead. We'll briefly cover the agenda that you see on your screen and provide information regarding where to find more information. Our budget cycle is an ongoing process while we work in the current year and plan for the next. Currently, we're already into a budget preparation following the recently concluded Washington State legislative session. Renton School District has 5 operating funds that we use through the budget cycle. Today, in this presentation, we're focusing strictly on the general fund, where we receive and expend our state and federal operating dollars. Other funds cannot support the general fund. "71% of our funding comes from the state of Washington through property tax collections. Locally, Renton School District citizens and our community have supported a critical additional 13% of our budget through local enhancement replacement levies. Additionally, the federal government provides about 11% of our budget. Please note that many of the funds we receive are for special purposes defined by law or by the issuing grantors. These special dollars are for some of the types of programs that you see listed here. The programs provide additional learning supports for our students who need them, specialized options for career and technical exploration, and the basics of food and transportation for students to and from school. Our local voters provide about 13% of our resources to enhance the funding provided by the state. These dollars are spent on the types of items you see listed here. Of note, the special education is underfunded by the state, even though these are the fundamental supports students need to learn. Nearly 2,000 of Renton School District students currently qualify for special education services, and their education is the legal paramount duty of the state of Washington, as it is for all students. We've discussed a bit about where the money comes from. Now let's talk about how the funds are invested in our education system. Nearly 80% of our budget is spent directly on teaching activities and teaching support, along with school building principals and assistant principals. But it takes many people to run a school and district efficiently, so the area of other support includes important staff that you see listed. Central administration also provides necessary leadership for the district as a whole, focusing on implementation and direction for instruction and compliance with regulatory statutes. These are some of the same expenditure dollars, just presented in a different way. As you can see, we're a people business to support our students. Salaries and benefits add up to about 83% of our current budget. Purchased services can further include staff, as we contract rather than hire, typically in special education supports. Now of note, just like in our homes, the district's costs for energy, food, and insurance have increased greatly over the past few years. And those dollars, along with paper and copiers and other supplies, total 7% of our annual budget. At the end of the year, any dollars we do not spend go into our ending fund balance. It's a bit like a savings account. Some of our fund balance is not spendable, as it's restricted special program dollars, or it represents an asset. Unrestricted fund balance is kept on hand to respond to unexpected events. Our goal is to have 7% ending fund balance each year, which would actually be less than 1 month's worth of expenditures based on our current budget. Having a fund balance is important because we have high and low points in our year for revenue. In months when revenue is lower, the fund balance is used to make sure that we can pay payroll and our other bills. As you can see, the state pays us varying percentages across the year. Our fiscal year starts in September, but we receive 22.5% of our funding the following summer, after the school year is over and we've ended our fiscal year. The state recently concluded their legislative session, and some of the impacts are seen on this slide. The increases in funding were modest, but much appreciated. In summary, the concerns that we've outlined in this presentation have combined to create our current budget situation. The loss of over 900 students over the past few years means less funding for our school system. But our students still need their excellent teachers and support staff to help them learn. And we'll no longer have pandemic relief funding, which we knew and planned for. However, those adjustments are still real losses to our system. We anticipate a continued decline in our student enrollment for the coming school year. This is a common issue for school districts in the region and throughout the state. With low birth rates and higher housing costs, we expect fewer children in our district, at least in the short term. So we need to adjust our budget to live within our means. We'll adjust our budget for the expiration of the pandemic relief funds at about $11 million, and again, that was anticipated. And we'll seek another $9 to $11 million in adjustments to align our expenditures more closely with our resources. Additionally, our school board has given us permission to budget a lower fund balance for the coming school year and invest those monies during this difficult time. This can't continue in future years, as once you've spent your savings accounts, you have to rebuild it. Many districts around us are also making painful reductions and experiencing similar struggles. As we've planned for this, we already asked our team throughout the district to be as frugal as possible this year. Every dollar not spent in this current budget will help in the future budget. We're keeping reductions as far away from classrooms as possible, but we know that impacts will be felt across our schools. We've placed a few of the most frequently asked questions we've heard so far on this slide. We appreciate the support of our local community in supporting and voting for our replacement levies and school construction bonds. You'll see us continue to remodel our schools and make infrastructure improvements as promised in those school construction bond measures. Those dollars are protected, and those investments will be made. We cannot legally redirect money from school construction bond measures to offset this budget situation. And as we discussed, this may not be a one-year budget concern. As costs continue to rise, and without any additional revenue, we'll continue to have to make reductions in future years. Thank you for taking a few minutes of your time to learn more about the Renton School District budget process. For more information, visit our budget development webpage or explore other resources on our Business Services website. Thank you.